Hello class. Segon. Bonjour. 안녕하세요. Ni hao. Konnichiwa. Guten Tag. Hola. I think those are all the ways I know how to say hello. So, hello. Welcome back to our online class, right? We're online. I hope to see you all in school very soon, back in our English class. But for now, until then, I hope you are all staying safe and staying healthy. And I hope you are enjoying these online video lessons. So, without further ado, let us begin our lesson on American high schooler, the life of an American high schooler, right? The life of an American high schooler. Now, I was a high schooler. I graduated high school in 2016. So about 5 years ago, I graduated high school, and so I remember a lot about it. I recall a lot of it, and so, right, remember and recall, they kind of mean the same thing. So, this slideshow was fun to make. It was kind of like a walk down memory lane. When you start to remember stuff you've done, you call that a walk down memory lane. So anyway, let's just get right into it. So first, we have some quick facts. I'm not sure how much you know about American high school. When we are back in school, I'd love to hear about what you thought of the presentation and anything I missed. If I didn't put something in here that you thought I should talk about, let me know and we can hopefully talk about it. Yeah. So, anyways, we have some quick facts. So, first of all, school is a lot shorter, right? It is only 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. or like, I guess 14:30 p.m. in military time. So school is shorter. You all in Korea have a very long school day, right? And then, even after school, you have to go to hagwons. But in America, there are no hagwons, there are no private schools or anything like that. We go to school, for this time for about 5 hours, or I guess 6 hours or so, 6.5 hours, and then we're done. No private schools, no hagwons, none of that. So, we also have to get up earlier though. School starts earlier for us usually, so when I was in high school, I usually would wake up about 6. And I usually went to bed at about, 1 or 2 in the morning, so I did not get a lot of sleep. But yeah, I don't think many high schoolers get a lot of sleep anyway. So, like in Korea, there are 12 grades, right? There are 12 grades like Korea. Grades 1 through 5 are our elementary school, right? There are elementary school. Grades 6 through 8 is middle school. And then 9 through 12 is high school. So if you guys were in American school, you would still be in high school, 9 through 12 is high school. I guess you guys would be, well, yeah, you guys would be in high school. So that's kind of a similarity between Korea and American schools. Both have 12 grades. Now, you all started learning English very early, right? You started learning when you were like 5 or 6, or maybe sooner than that. So you all have been learning English from a very young age, right? You were all young. And now you are older, right? You are older, but you are still learning English. In America, students start learning language much later. Students start learning language much later. Not until middle school, when they are 12 or 13 years old, right? So we start learning a language about 8, 9, maybe 10 years after you all in Korea do. Not until we are about 12 or 13 years old do we start learning a language. In the two languages most high schools teach in America, well, do you guys have any guesses as to what languages they teach in America? That's right. In America, they teach Spanish and they teach French. Spanish and French. So no Korean or Chinese or any of that, just usually Spanish and French. One of the other big differences is students do not clean the classroom. We have someone like this. He's called a janitor, or a custodian, and they clean the schools and they clean the classrooms. Students do not clean classrooms or anything in American schools. It surprised me a little bit my first couple days here, and in the middle school when you guys would come and clean the classroom. But I like it. I think it's nice. In America, though, students don't clean the classroom or the school. We have a janitor and a custodian. That's right. So, going to school is a bit different in America, right? Going to school is different in America. We have a school bus, right? It's big and it's yellow. It's called a school bus. And this is how most students get to school. We don't really walk to school in America. Sometimes our parents will drop us off, sometimes, but most of the time, usually, we take a school bus to school. We take a school bus to school. Now, some high schoolers, right, like these guys, some high schoolers also drive a car to school. Some high schoolers also drive a car to school. When I was a senior in high school, that's what I did. I know in Korea, you guys don't drive until you're 20 or so, right? 20 years old. But in America, driving is very big. America is a big country. It has a lot of space, and we don't have a lot of buses or trains, right? Our public transit, you call it, like buses and trains, it's not as good as in Korea. So driving is very important. And high schoolers can start learning how to drive when they are 16 years old. High schoolers can start learning how to drive when they are 16 years old. So, if some of you were in America right now, you might already have what is called your learner's permit, right? You would take a test, a written test, and get your learner's permit. And then when you turn 18, you can take a driving test and you can get your license right here, right? So when you're 16, you take a written test and you get your permit, and then when you are 18, you take a driving test when you're 18 and you get a license right there. This is actually my license right here. I lost some weight and I got some surgery, but this is me. That is what I used to look like. I think it's good you guys can't drive until you're 20, because teenage drivers who are 18, they are very bad drivers, and it causes a lot of accidents in America. From young people driving, 18-year-olds driving, it causes many accidents. So I think it might be a good thing that you guys have to wait until you're a little older to drive. That is just my opinion. So, next we have the school lunch. Now, when I first came to this high school, I was blown away, right? I was surprised and I was very happy. You can use this expression, blown away. Blown away. That just means like when you're like really surprised and happy and excited about something that you weren't expecting, you're blown away, right? And so when I came to this high school, Goseong, and I saw your lunches, I was just blown away. I was amazed because compared to America, you guys have a great, delicious lunch. So right here, compared to Korean lunches, American lunches are small and unhealthy. They are small, right? And they're unhealthy. This is kind of like my reaction up here. Like, this is how I felt eating, tiny, gross American lunch. And then I come here and you guys have, rice and stew and, chicken or pork and a ton of vegetables. I was so happy, guys. You have no idea. I really like food, so I was very happy. But yeah, these are what a lot of American lunches look like. Do you guys notice something they all have in common? What do these three lunches all have in common? What do these three lunches share? That's right, guys, they all have milk right here. They all have some uyu. Yeah, every American lunch, you get this little carton of milk, no matter what. And then, you'll get some other food, like maybe a hamburger, maybe some pizza, some french fries. I say salad right here, but it's not like a real salad. It's like, this is a high school salad. It's like a few pieces of lettuce and tomato, and that's it. You might get a chicken patty or breadsticks. Maybe you'll get a corn dog. And fruits and vegetables, again, they're not real fruits and vegetables. You have this, small little apple or maybe a little bit of corn. But compared to Korean lunches, I mean, it's nothing. You guys got it good here, and I'm a little jealous I haven't been able to eat school lunches like that my whole life, because it's really good. Something else that is common with lunch in American high schools is parents will pack their children lunch, right? You will bring a lunch to school. So some parents are angry, right? She's kind of angry. Some parents are angry about how bad lunches are, so they make lunch for their children. Yeah, a lot of kids, myself included, in high school, brought their lunches from home, and it was a lot better, I think, because, well, you saw, like, these lunches are gross, right? I don't want to eat those every day, so I brought my own lunch, and it was quite good. Something else that is different about American lunches is that students usually have to pay for their school lunches. Students usually have to pay for their school lunches, right? So lunch would cost something like $2 or $3, or maybe like 3,000 won or something like that. So yeah, you'd have to pay for your lunch, and then it's not even good. So I don't know. You could also buy breakfast at your school. Students would usually get to school pretty early, like around 7:30. So sometimes some students would buy their breakfast and buy their lunch at school. In Korea, obviously your lunch is free and it's really good. So you guys are lucky. You got a nice free big lunch. So sports are really big in high school, in Korea and in America. But in America, I think it's a little more important, or a little more, important. So, does anyone want to guess what is the most popular or the biggest sport in American high school? What is the biggest sport in American high school? That's right. Football is the biggest, most popular sport. So it's not this kind of football, right? It's American football with the helmet and the padding and all that. So American football is huge. It's very, very popular, even in high school. American high schools has many sports. American high school has many sports, right? There's like a list of these. Every school has a sports team. Every school has a sports team, and they compete with each other. So teams from different schools will play against each other to see who has the best sports team in the area. Girls and boys play separately, and like I said, football is the biggest, most popular sport in high school, which kind of makes sense, right, class? It kind of makes sense because American football is the most popular sport in America, right? American football is the most popular sport in America. So it makes sense that it is also the most popular sport in American high school. Now over here is a list of some of the other sports in American high school. I think there are more, but these are the ones I could remember. So we have tennis, we have basketball, of course. We have football, right? We have baseball and soccer. Track and field is kind of like running, right? Track and field is when you run on the track and you know, jump or you do pole vaults. You guys probably know what it is. But yeah, track and field. We have swimming and volleyball. There's bowling. Bowling doesn't really, to me at least, it doesn't sound like a sport. Bowling to me is more like a hobby, maybe. But in America, it counts as a sport. There's also this sport called lacrosse, which is this right here. Now, lacrosse was actually a sport invented by the Native Americans. It was invented, believe it or not, by the Iroquois, right? It was invented by the Iroquois Native Americans. We learned about those guys a couple weeks ago, right? So, as you can see, the ball goes into this net, and you kind of have to throw the ball to other people's nets, or you can scoop it off out of the ground. But yeah, lacrosse is a Native American sport. I think it might only be played in New York. I don't know if it's played in other parts of the country, but in New York, this is a big sport. And of course, there's golf and there's wrestling. And this is wrestling right here. You know what wrestling is. So yeah, American sports in high school. Well, not American sports, but sports in American high school is very, very big. So, after school, like I said before, no hagwons, right? No hagwons. I always see you guys at night or in cafes studying or leaving hagwons at like 8 o'clock at night or something. And as an American, that's just a little, crazy. Because, in America, you leave school and you do your homework for maybe an hour or less. And then you're done, right? You are done. No more studying. No more hagwons, nothing. You're done until the next day. So yeah, what most students do instead is they play sports or they hang out with their friends, right? Most students play sports or hang out with friends. Many students play video games at home. As you can see, there are no PC rooms in America, no PC bungs in America. In video games like Xbox and Switch and PlayStation are very popular in America. I would say those video game consoles are more popular than PCs in America. So Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo video game consoles are more popular than PCs in America. Some students go to jobs after school. I don't know if any of you have jobs, but in America, it's very common for students to have jobs in high school. And nights are usually spent with families. And I think that's the same here, right? I mean, okay, sorry class, sorry about that. But yeah, I think, you spend your nights with your families. Once all your work or all your studies are done, you spend your nights with your families. So, high school jobs. Like I said, many high schoolers have jobs, including myself. I worked two different jobs in high school. Not at the same time. But I had a job in high school for a year, and then I had another job in high school for a year. So yeah, like I said, many students get jobs in high school. They need to save money to buy a car or for college. So, like I said before, many high schoolers in America drive cars. So maybe they got a job to save money to buy a car or for college, right? American college is very expensive, right? American college is very expensive. You get a lot of debt when you go to college in America, so a lot of people or a lot of high schoolers save money from their high school jobs for college. I did that. A lot of people I know did that. It's very common. Popular places to work are at fast food restaurants and grocery stores. So, working at McDonald's as a high school student is very popular. Being a cashier, this is called a cashier, right? They will ring you out once you're done shopping at a grocery store. And this guy right here, he works at a pizza shop, and this is kind of how I felt working a job in high school. I kind of felt like this just all the time. It's not fun, but you make money, I guess, so that's good. But yeah, so this is called a cashier. She rings you out when you are done shopping. Other students work at fast food restaurants like McDonald's, and maybe you will work in a pizza shop. When I was in college, I worked in a pizza shop, and I ate a lot of pizza. It was good. So, students have jobs so they can save money to buy a car or for college. And popular places to work are at fast food restaurants and grocery stores. Yeah. So next is prom. Prom. Prom is a big dance for high school seniors at the end of the year. Prom is a big dance for high school seniors at the end of the year. Boys dress in tuxedos and girls in dresses. So right here we see this guy here, he has a tuxedo, and this girl, she has a very pretty dress, right? Groups of friends will often take a limo. Groups of friends will often take a limo, right? A limo, this is a limo. It is very expensive, right? It's very expensive, prom. The dresses and the tuxedos cost money. Girls will have a lot of makeup and get their hair done. And then you have to rent a limo, which is also very expensive. So, asking your crush. A crush is someone who you like. You guys might know that. A crush is someone who you like. Asking your crush/girlfriend to prom is a big deal. If you guys watch American shows about high school, there will probably be an episode where a character asks his crush to prom, or a character asks his crush to a dance, right? It's a very big deal. And when asking your crush or girlfriend to prom is called a promposal, right? So this is an example of a promposal. They're using a meme right here. There are other, big ones you can find. If you go onto YouTube and you type in biggest promposal, or whatever, you can find some pretty elaborate, pretty complicated, pretty big ones, right? I like this one though, just because it's a meme, and I like memes, and who doesn't like a good meme? So we got prom, tiny brain, prom with someone else, normal brain, and then prom with me, galaxy brain. It's a galaxy brain. I don't know if you guys know, but when you're texting in English or you want to write fast, you can do this W backslash right here. This W backslash, that means with in English. So if you want some shorthand English, W backslash means with. And every prom has a prom king and a prom queen. And those are just kind of like the leaders of the prom. I don't know, it's kind of dumb. They just like get a crown and they're like, the special people for that night. I don't know. But yeah, so prom is a very big deal in American high schools. I went to prom with my girlfriend at the time. All my friends went to prom with their girlfriends, or they went by themselves. If a guy goes to prom by himself, it's called going stag, right? Going stag. So yeah, and everyone gets dressed up in a tuxedo, in tuxedos, or in dresses. Everyone looks very pretty. I don't know, if you guys want, maybe I'll show you my prom pictures sometime. If you ask very nicely. So yeah, prom is a very big deal. You know what else is a very big deal in high school? I think for here in Korea as well, but graduation is a very big deal in American high schools, right? Very big deal. Graduation is an important ceremony at the end of high school and college. It is an important ceremony at the end of high school and college. Students always wear cap and gown, right? We got a cap and gown right here. Even these look like teachers maybe. Even the teachers are wearing caps and gowns. So students always wear cap and gown, and they walk across stage to receive diploma. They walk across stage to get their diploma, right? Like this guy right here. When I was in orientation for EPIC, I was at a college. I think I was at like Cheongju College, and I saw like all these Korean college graduates, and they were wearing a cap and gown. So I think it's something you guys do here as well, right? I was doing orientation. I was learning how to be an EPIC teacher at Cheongju College, and I saw a lot of Korean college students wearing this cap and gown. So I think it is something that you guys do here as well. Another thing that we do in America is everyone will throw their cap into the air. Yeah, there we go. You guys may be at home, but that doesn't mean you can escape the sound of the bell, right? You may be at home, but you still have to hear the bell. Anyway, yeah, in America, we all just throw our caps into the air to celebrate. Another thing that we do is we will decorate our caps, right? We will decorate our caps. So we'll put, I don't know, words or pictures or something on our caps. And they're quite funny, some of them. They're kind of like memes, right? Like putting stuff on your cap, you can almost kind of make it a meme, right? So I've seen some funny ones. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys do that, but we in America will throw our caps into the air, or we will decorate our caps and make them, pretty or make them funny or something like that. And finally, we're talking about graduation, right? We're talking about graduation. So this is an album by Kanye West. It is titled Graduation. It is a very good hip-hop album. And I know we were talking about hip-hop last week, so if you want a very good hip-hop album to listen to, check out Graduation by Kanye West. It is, in America, what we call a banger, right? When a song or when music is really good in America, we call it a banger. So check that out. And yeah, that is everything about American high school class. I hope you enjoyed this online class. I hope you learned something from it. And I hope to see you all in school very, very soon. Yeah, where we can discuss, more about America. So yeah, I hope you all are staying healthy, and if you have any questions about high school, American high school that is, leave a comment on this video. I thought this video may be on Band or it may be on YouTube. I'll probably do both, but if you have a question about American high school, or you feel there is something that I did not talk about with regards to American high school, let me know. I would love to answer all of your questions, so leave a comment or ask me next time we're in school. So when we do get back to school, I'll probably take the first 5 minutes or so just to see if you guys have any questions. Questions about either, hip-hop or black music and expression, or any questions about American high school. So you can ask me questions on Band or in the comments of the YouTube video, or if you want to practice your speaking, which I hope you all do, you can ask me in class, and no matter how you ask, I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. I do have a quiz that goes along with this presentation. All of the answers are just going to be from this slideshow and from this video, so it should be easy enough. But yeah, look out for the quiz as well, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye!